Very good afternoon to one and all. I welcome you all once again in the next lecture of production operation management. So we are dealing with capacity planning, and in that, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about investment decision, various types of investment decisions, then the evaluation criteria for analysis of investment decision or capital investment that we have discussed. Then in the last lecture, we have discussed payback period and rate of return or average rate of return. And in that two evaluation criteria, we come to know that both the evaluation criteria does not deal with the value of money, okay, and that will be the problematic situation if you are not dealing with the time value of money, okay. So for that reason, we have also discussed, but I just want to revise this third evaluation criteria, that is net present value initially, okay. So in net present value, what is happening in net present value? Let us consider that you have done initial investment 1 lakh rupees, okay, and for the future periods, let us say after 1 year, you received an income of 10,000 rupees. The next year you received income of 12,000 rupees. The next year you received income of 15,000 rupees. Then next year 40,000 rupees. So in that manner, you are getting the income from your investment or whatever the business you have running, or whatever the project you are running on that project, or in on that business, whatever investment you have done. So from that investment income you are getting, okay, and that income should be measured with a discounted manner, okay, or we have to discount that particular income because of inflation and the risk associated with that particular business, okay. So risk like the pandemic situation or market situation, these types of risk are there, or the product is not working properly, or we can say that the accident happen in the in that particular plant, and due to that the sudden shutdown of that particular plant. So that type of risks are there, okay. So we know that the petroleum industry is having the more riskier business, okay, or that particular industry is having more risk, okay. So the risks are there with every business, and there are different kinds of risks. So situation may arise at any time, and your business should be shut down for so long period. So to counter that risk, to counter the inflation of a market, we have to discount the money, or the value of a money we are getting in the future, okay. So to account the valuation of a future return in the present situation, okay, to account the value of a future income at the present level or a present situation, to determine that thing, we have this evaluation criteria, that is nothing but net present value, okay, net present value. So here we have to provide the discount for each and every payment that you are going to receive in the future from the investment, okay. And so that this net present value will give you the actual time value of money. So here in this particular evaluation criteria, you'll have the actual value of money, okay, or a net present value of money, okay, for the future incomes, for the future income. So what will be the evaluation in that? Okay, the business which is having positive net present value, okay, that should be the profitable business in the future. The business which is having negative net present value, the business will be the loss making business in the future. Okay, and the business which is having the zero net present value, that will be indifferent, so you'll not get a profit from that business, or you'll not be in a loss in the future. Okay, so that evaluation we can do by using the net present value. Okay, getting my point? So we have discussed too much points about the net present value. So now you write down the points related to the net present value. So write down the third evaluation criteria, net present value, NPV. So in the short form, it is called as NPV. Write down the first point, net present value. Net present value in bracket NPV, NPV, net present value in bracket NPV is the calculation used to find, is the calculation used to find net present value, NPV, is the calculation used to find today's value. Net present value, NPV, is the calculation used to find today's value of a future stream of payments. To find today's value of a future stream of payments. Full stop. NPV is used in capital budgeting. NPV is used in capital budgeting and investment planning to analyze the profitability of a project, to analyze the profitability of a project, profitability of projected investment, profitability of a projected investment or project. Okay, projected investment or project. Next point, NPV analysis is a form of important valuation. NPV analysis is a form of important valuation and is used extensively across finance and accounting, for determining the value of business, The last point is this method of a project evaluation, takes into account the time value of money. This method of a project evaluation takes into account the time value of money. Okay, so stop. Next point, the cash flow in net present value, analysis are discounted. The cash flow in net present value analysis, are discounted, are discounted, are discounted. Okay, why these cash flows are discounted? For that reasons are provided. Okay, the first reason is to adjust for the risk of investment opportunity. To adjust, write down, to adjust for the risk of an investment opportunity. To adjust for the risk of an investment opportunity. So why we need to adjust the risk? Because it is necessary. Write down under that, necessary because not all businesses, necessary because not all businesses, projects, projects, or investment opportunities, necessary because not all businesses, projects, or investment opportunities have the same level of risk, have the same level of risk, have the same level of risk. Full stop. Second one, to account for the risk, to account for the risk, comma, to account for the risk, comma, the discount rate is higher, the discount rate is higher for riskier investments, for riskier investments, for riskier investments, and lower for a safer one, and lower for a safer one. Second reason for the discounting is to account for the time value of money, to account for the time value of money. To account for the time value of money, in bracket TVM, in bracket TVM, in bracket TVM. In that you can write is required because it's required because due to inflation, comma, interest rates, the money is more valuable, the money is more valuable, but the money is more valuable the sooner it's received. The money is more valuable the sooner it's received. The money is more valuable the sooner it's received. So that because of these two reasons, we need to provide the discounting. Okay, so formula for NPV is provided over here. You can write the expansion formula for NPV. Okay, that is mean how the NPV is calculated. Okay, so you can write the formula NPV is equal to FV naught. Okay, FV naught divided by 1 plus R naught, bracket raised to T naught, plus FV1 whole divided by 1 plus R1, FV1 whole divided by 1 plus R1, bracket raised to T1, FV1 whole divided by 1 plus R1, bracket raised to T1, plus FV2 whole divided by 1 plus R2, FV2 whole divided by 1 plus R2, bracket raised to T2. So that should be up to n number of periods or n number of years. Okay, so FV suffix n whole divided by 1 plus R suffix n, whole divided by 1 plus R suffix n, raised to t suffix n, raised to t suffix n, where I have written the formula, then write down next, where f v naught, r naught and t naught, where f v suffix 0, comma r 0 and t suffix 0, f v suffix 0, comma r suffix 0, comma and t suffix 0 indicate the expected future value, indicate the expected future value, applicable rates and time periods for year 0. Okay, for year 0. Okay, first year, 0th year, now we are doing the investment, and that particular year will be considered as a starting year. Okay, we have to count further year, so we have to start with the 0. Okay, we have to provide the benchmark initially, and then we can start the counting of a future data. Okay, so initial 0 will be provided for the initial initial payment or initial payback to you from that particular project. Okay, but initially we are not getting any payment. Okay, initially you have to make the investment first of all, so that payment will be considered as a negative payment. Okay, you have to invest initially, so fv naught, that will be considered as a initial investment, r naught will be the initial discounted rate, and t naught will be the 0th period. Okay, so that t0 will be considered as 0th year. Okay, and for that reason this fv naught will be considered as a initial investment. Okay, initial investment. Okay, in bracket initial investment you can write respectively. And next point, fv suffix n or future payments, whatever the future payments are there, so fvn are the future payment, then r suffix n will be considered as a future rate of return or discounted rate, and t suffix n indicates the expected future value. Okay, expected future value. fv1 is the future value, fv2 is the future value, fv up to fvn, that all the values of fv up to fvn will be considered as a future value, whereas r naught, r1, r2, r up to r suffix n will be considered as a applicable rates or a discounted rates. Okay, and rest factor t0, t1, t2, t suffix n up to t suffix n will be considered as a time period. Okay, so write down, and fv suffix n, r suffix n and t suffix n indicate the expected future value, comma applicable rates and time periods for year n, and time periods for year n, for year n, full stop. Summation of all such factors, summation of all such factors leads to the net present value, leads to the net present value, leads to the net present value. Okay, so which decision rules are associated with this NPV? Okay, that will be considered as a guideline for the investor. Okay, what guidelines this NPV is providing to the investor? Accept the project, write down decision rules associated with NPV, decision rules associated with NPV, decision rules associated with NPV. First is accept the project, accept the project if the net present value, accept the project if the net present value in bracket NPV, accept the project if the net present value in bracket NPV is positive
is positive, and reject if it is negative, and reject if it is negative. Second one, the present value or the net present value 0, the net present value 0 represents indifference, represent indifference. That is mean you will not get any profit or loss from that project in future. Okay, so the present value 0 represent indifference, represent indifference. Okay, what are the advantages of NPV? Write down advantages. First point, it takes into account the time value of money. It takes into account the time value of money. Then second one, it considers cash flow throughout the life of project. It considers cash flow throughout the life of project. And the last one is NPV contributes to the wealth maximization of stakeholder. NPV contributes to the wealth maximization of the stakeholders. Stakeholder means the investors, okay, or the contributors. Contributes to the wealth maximization of stakeholders. These are the advantages of NPV. Okay, so initially we will take one problem. Okay, write down problem statement. The initial investment and net cash flows for two project proposals A and B, are given in table below. Okay, A and B are given in table below. Full stop. Select the project based on NPV assuming discount factor of 15%. Assuming discount factor of 15%. Okay, so what is the problem? Problem is that in front of you two project proposals are there. Okay, and in each project proposal you have to invest 10,000 rupees. Okay, 10,000 rupees for both the projects. Okay, and you are the investor, and you have to think about that which project will be better for you. Okay, for this particular investment. And the proposal, okay, so the owner of that particular project, or you are the owner, and you have to take the decision about this. Okay, and in front of you 4 years data is provided. Okay, so each year how much cash flow you are getting, okay, at the end of that particular year. So first year you will get from first project 3,000 rupees, second year 3,000 rupees, third year 7,000 rupees, and fourth year 6,000 rupees. Then also for the B project you are getting first year 6,000, second year 6,000, third year 3,000, and fourth year 3,000. So you have to decide which one should you or in which project you have to invest. Okay, now here discounted factor is provided as a 15%. Okay, means what? The inflation and the bank returns or interest rates, that inclusive of all things, the discount factor is prepared, and this is provided as a given data for you as a 15%. Okay, now you have to calculate the NPV for both the projects, and you have to compare which project NPV is greater one, and you have to select that particular project whose NPV is greater one, or uh, uh, more than the second project. Okay, so here negative sign is provided for 0th year values. Okay, so that value will showcase the investment. Negative sign showcase the investment over here. So first year negative 10,000 rupees for A project, then for B project also negative 10,000. Then this positive value showcase the cash inflow to the to your company or to you. Okay, so 3,000, 3,000, 7,000, 6,000, and for B project 6,000, 6,000, 3,000, 3,000. Now how to calculate NPV? We know the formula for the NPV, and by using that formula we have to calculate the NPV value for both the projects. Okay, so given data क्या है आपको, वो तो ऊपर का टेबल तो आपको given data ही रहेगा. So you can write the given is discount factor. Okay, that is nothing but R. For each year this discount factor will remain same. Okay, for each year this discount factor will remain same. So R is 15%. Now your proposal for A, solution for proposal A, you have to implement this formula. NPV is equal to FV naught divided by 1 plus R naught raised to T naught plus FV1 divided by 1 plus R1 raised to T1 plus FV2 divided by 1 plus R2 raised to T2 and up to FV suffix n divided by 1 plus R suffix n bracket complete T raised to n. Okay, so put up the values from this particular table in that particular formula. Okay, I hope you have noted down this table. Okay, right? Have you noted this table? All the values of this table? Let me know. Or you note down this. Okay, for 0 year A, for A proposal minus 10,000, for B proposal minus 10,000, for first year 3,000 for A proposal, 6,000 for B proposal, for second year 3,000 for A proposal and 6,000 for B proposal, for third year 7,000 for A proposal, 3,000 for B proposal, and for fourth year 6,000 for A proposal and 3,000 for B proposal. Okay, now you have to put up these values in this formula. Okay, discount rate is known and it is constant, that is 15%, and you have to give the T values. Okay, for first 0th year you have to consider this T0 as a 0. For first year you have to consider T1 as 1. For second year you have to consider T2 as a 2. Okay, in this manner you can give this rest factor period or the year rest factor as per your year. Okay, so NPV. So initial you are investing in that project. So initial initial payback to you will be considered as a negative payback. Okay, so minus 10,000 whole divided by 1 plus 0.15, and we are considering this as the initial year or 0th year. Okay, benchmark year. So in that year we are doing the investment. So for that purpose it will be considered as a benchmark year. So inside bracket 1 plus 0.15 bracket raised to 0 plus 3,000 second year investment, or we can say that the first year payback is 3,000 rupees. So 3,000 whole divided by 1 plus 0.15 raised to 1 plus for the second year your payback is, or we can say that the cashback or cash flow is 3,000 divided by 1 plus 0.15 raised to 2 plus 7,000 divided by 1 plus 0.15 raised to 3 plus 6,000 divided by 1 plus 0.15 raised to 4. Okay, do calculation, and after that you have to perform the addition of all these values and you will get the NPV value for the proposal A. Okay, you'll get the NPV value for the proposal A. So I'm getting the value as 2912.92. Do calculation and let me know your value. Okay, let me know your value. Everyone perform the calculation. And let me know your value, whether you are getting the same value or the different one. Similarly, you can calculate for NPV of a B proposal. Okay. Similarly, you can calculate NPV for the B proposal, and I'm getting the NPV for the B proposal as 3443.19. Okay, 3443.19. So if we compare the NPV of a two proposal, NPV of a proposal and NPV of a B proposal, here we are getting the NPV of a B proposal higher than A. Hence, we should select the B proposal. We should select the B proposal. Getting my point? Is there any doubt, any question? But kindly let me know whether you are getting the same answers for NPV of A proposal and NPV of the B proposal. If there any change, kindly let me know in the answer. So for that reason, you have to perform the calculation. I'm giving extra 5 minutes to perform the calculation. Just put up your answers for NPV of A and NPV of B in the chat box. Let me know answer. It is not that much difficult. Okay. Okay, I hope you are performing the calculation. I will move ahead to the next point. Next is benefit cost ratio. It is also called as a BCR. Okay, BCR. Write down the heading as benefit cost ratio. If you are not seen this screen as properly, then you can use the zoom feature and make it visible. Okay, so benefit cost ratio, BCR, in a short form it is called as a BCR. Okay, so this BCR can be calculated by two ways, or there are two different formulas used for the calculation of benefit cost ratio. Okay, So one is benefit cost ratio and second one is net benefit cost ratio. Okay, net benefit cost ratio. First of all, BCR is calculated as P suffix VB divided by I. Okay, P suffix VB divided by I. So P suffix VB, instead of that you can say the net present value also, no issue. But here the notification is used as P suffix VB divided by I. So here P suffix VB is the present value of a cash flow and I is nothing but initial investment. So what this signifies? It signifies the net present value or the present value of future payments is correlated with the investment, is correlated with the investment. And the second definition of second point or second definition is net benefit cost ratio. So it will be calculated as NCBR. In a short form, it is called as the NCBR and it is calculated as BCR minus 1. Okay, BCR minus 1. Okay. Now, what are the advantages? First of all, in this BCR, you are considering the present value of a cash flow or net present value of a cash flow, so that you are considering the time value of a money. Okay, and it will useful to describe whether the project is smaller one or the larger one. Okay, it will helpful to describe the project is smaller one or the larger one. Okay, so write down the benefit cost ratio, BCR, the benefit cost ratio BCR. In that you can write the cost benefit ratio can be defined in two ways. The cost benefit ratio can be defined in two ways. The first definition is given by BCR is equal to P suffix VB divided by I. P suffix VB divided by I, where BCR is equal to benefit cost ratio. P suffix VB is equal to present value of a cash inflow. And I is initial investment. Next point you can write, it relates the present value of cash flow, it relates the present value of cash inflow in bracket benefits to the initial investment. And second definition is the net measure, and is called net benefit cost ratio, in bracket NBCR. BCR means benefit cost ratio and the second one is net benefit cost ratio, NBCR or NCBR, net benefit, NBCR is right one. So NBCR or NCBR, net cost benefit ratio, both are same one. So NBCR is equal to BCR minus 1, it takes advantages. Next point, write down advantage. It takes into account the time value of money. It takes into account the time value of money. And the second one, it is able to discriminate between the small and large project. It is able to discriminate between the small and large projects as it measures NPV rupee of investment. NPV rupee of investment. It is able to discriminate between the small and large projects as it measures NPV rupee of projects, rupee of investment. Okay. So let us consider that I value is too much large. Okay. Then BCR ratio will be smaller one. If this I value is smaller one, then BCR value will be the larger one. Okay. So how much benefit? Let us consider percent of a benefit you are getting, the percent of a benefit. If your net present value is the larger one, then this BCR value will be the larger one. When this net present value will be the smaller one, then BCR will be the smaller one. So what it suggests, that is nothing but how much percent of you are earning, how much percent of a benefit you are getting from the investment. Okay. So PVV, that is the net present cash inflow. Okay. Present situation में future के payment के क्या valuation हो सकते हैं, वो ये PVB और NPV कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, NPV और PVB आपको सजेस्ट कर रहा है. ओके. और उसका रेशियो इन्वेस्टमेंट से आप ले रहे हैं. ओके. उसका रेशियो इन्वेस्टमेंट से आप ले रहे हैं. सो ये कंपैरिजन किसका है? नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू का और इन्वेस्टमेंट का. ओके. जब ये BCR की वैल्यू आफ्टर कंपेयरिंग PVB विद द इन्वेस्टमेंट, if you get this BCR value larger one, in that case you will get more benefited from the investment. If this BCR value is the smaller one, then your investment is more, but you are not get benefited that much from the business. Okay. So that is the suggestion from benefit cost ratio. Then the next one is capital rationing, and it can be represented in the form of a profitability index. Okay. Profitability index. So in short form, it is called as PI of a project. Okay. Capitality index, or in short form, it is called as a PI of the project. Okay. Now this PI or the profitability index can be calculated by using the formula summation of B suffix T minus C suffix T whole divided by 1 plus I raised to T whole divided by I. Okay, whole divided by I. Now what is meant by B suffix T? B suffix T is the benefit or the cash inflow for the different year. Okay, let us consider from the time period of 1 to n. Okay, and C suffix T is nothing but the cost you are investing, or you the cost outflow for the purchasing of a different things. Okay, so cash outflow, C suffix T for considered as a cash outflow for the particular years. Now the difference between that for all the years we have to take. Okay, difference between that for all the years we have to take. Which difference? Cash inflow and cash outflow. Okay, for the different years. And with respect to, first of all, we have to divide with it by 1 plus I, where I is nothing but our discounted rate. Okay, or inflation and the bank interest, addition of both the things will be considered as a discounted rate. So we have to discount that particular value with respect to time period. So B suffix T minus C suffix T whole divided by 1 plus I raised to T. Okay, 1 plus I raised to T whole divided by I. Okay, now here small I is for the discounted rate, and over this small capital I is nothing but the investment. Capital I is nothing but the investment. Now this ratio we are considering and by for this ratio it is called as the profitability index. Now the decision rule associated with this particular profitability index is nothing but if PI value is greater than 1, okay, PI value is greater than 1 for the limited funds, okay, for the limited funds, if this PI value is greater than 1, then in that case we have to accept that particular project, okay. And if this project PI value is less than 1, in that case we have to reject that project, okay. So when it will be considered or when it will be useful, that is more important. Sometimes what is happening, in front of you number of projects are there, okay, and some of the project NPV value, net present value, is similar one, okay. You are having some projects whose NPV is similar one or it is greater than 0, okay. So in that case, which project you should be select for the investment purpose, that will be suggested by this particular profitability index, okay. That will be suggested by this particular index, that is nothing but profitability index, okay. So you can write this profitability index. Is there any question, any doubt about this profitability index? Profitability index. So write down profitability index under capital rationing. The profitability index PI of the project, the profitability index PI of the project is given by P suffix I is equal to not P suffix I, capital P capital I is equal to, that is profitability index, capital P capital I is equal to summation from T is equal to 1 to N, summation from T is equal to 1 to N, ratio of B suffix T minus C suffix T with respect to 1 plus I bracket raised to T, okay, 1 plus I bracket raised to T, whole divided by I, capital I, now here capital I, whole divided by capital I, where B suffix T is the cash inflow, where B suffix T is the cash inflow for different years. B suffix T is the cash inflow for different years. In bracket T is equal to 1 to up to N. B suffix T is the cash inflow for different years. In bracket T is equal to 1, 2, up to N. Where C suffix T is the cash outflow. C suffix T is the cash outflow for different years. Where C suffix T is the cash outflow for different years. The project is accepted / rejected. Next line you can write. The project is accepted / rejected based on the decision rules. Based on the decision rules. First decision rule is project is accepted if the profitability index, project is accepted if the profitability index in bracket P capital I, in bracket capital P capital I, bracket complete, is greater than unity, unity means 1, is greater than unity, and the funds are limited. The funds are limited. Second one is project is rejected. The project is rejected if the profitability index, capital P capital I, is less than unity, Next point, this criterion is used for mutually exclusive projects. This criterion is used for mutually exclusive projects with limited resources. That is nothing but capital rationing. The projects with limited resources, and for that, if you are applying the profitability index, then it will be called as capital rationing. Okay, bracket complete. There may be number of project proposals which have NPV greater than 0, comma IRR, internal, it will be called as the internal rate of return. IR means internal rate of return greater than cost of capital, and PI, profitability index, greater than 1. Full stop. But because of budget constraints, all of these projects cannot be undertaken. Full stop. The project of the firm is to maximize profits. The objective of the firm is to maximize profits. Full stop. Or comma, with a limited finance, full stop, with a limited finance and number of project proposals, one can maximize the profit by maximizing the NPV of combination, that is net present value of combinations or package of project in bracket proposals investments. The procedure for selection will be identify the different packages, comma, which can be considered under fund constraint. Identify the different packages which can be considered under fund constraint. And the second one is select the package of projects which has the maximum of NPV, So this comes under the capital rationing. Okay, in capital rationing only we learn one more part, that is nothing but profitability index. Okay, profitability index. Is there any doubt, any question? Which points we have covered today? In that, if you have any doubt, any question, then you can ask, or else you put up your roll numbers in the chat box and you can leave. Okay, if you are from A division, then A and your roll number. If you are from B division, then B and your roll number. Okay, So in this manner, you can put up your roll numbers in the chat box and you can leave. Remaining students, kindly put up your roll numbers. I'm going to close this meeting.